it's Danny Carson with Oklahoma Life TV. Happy St. Patrick's Day. You'll notice I'm not wearing any green because I'm pretty much going to be surrounded by it today for our story that we're going to highlight about Duncan, Oklahoma doing what's called a community garden.
The community garden is a way for you to be able to garden when maybe you don't have the space, or maybe you don't have the education, or maybe you don't have just you're calling yourself a black thumb and you need to get a little bit more education to get a green thumb. Maybe you need some help. Maybe you can't bend over and weed or water on a regular basis. We give you all of those things that you need to be able to garden and grow your tomatoes and your stuff that you're going to put on your table and you can brag about. I love the fact that it brings all different kinds of people together as one. We're all doing the same thing, we're gardening. So it doesn't matter where you're from, what you look like, what you represent. We all come together and we all do the same thing. We're all growing tomatoes. Thinkability is a company that provides homes and vocational training and vocational jobs for people with intellectual disabilities. So we provide the garden here. We have about 7 that we're employed here. So 7 crew members that work really hard in our garden to make what it is today.
I'm a job coach here at the community garden. I work here at the garden, but I also work with the other clients who work here at the community garden. And I've been both learning how to do work at the garden here, and I've also been teaching our clients how to work better here, and both how to plant stuff better and like a variety of other tasks, but also just how to interact with the community as a whole.
There's been some smaller communities around us that have been interested in having their own community garden. They've seen the impact that we have made on the community, and they're interested in also doing that in their cities. So Comanche is one of them that we're working with today. They are have plans to come up and visit and tour our garden and try to mimic it to some degree. So we're excited about that and being able to plan with them. We've also reached out to another country. Uganda has shared with us on a Facebook page called Raised Garden Beds that we have joined. So it's just people that have asked questions about raised garden beds. They were on that same one. They were doing the raised garden beds in they make their garden beds out of some kind of bamboo leaf things and tree limbs and all kinds of things that they make their little raised beds out of, and then they grow things in them. And they were needing seeds that would grow in their environment, which is a really warm environment. We have abundance of a great plant that we grow here that I don't know if it's grown in other places, called Egyptian spinach, which is one of my favorites because it has 32 vitamins and minerals in it. We grow it here as a specialty item that we have here. I have people that come from all over to get our Egyptian spinach through farmers market. So we thought that maybe we would share some of our Egyptian spinach with the kids from Uganda. And this is a group of kids that are growing their gardens for 2 different tribes, 2 different villages to try to feed their tribes. And so me and Ellie picked a whole bunch of the beans that come off the Egyptian spinach. It was purple and yucky, and we picked it and our hands were all purple, and we folded it into little paper towels and wet it and put it in Ziploc baggies and put it in a box and just basically prayed over it and sent it to Uganda. And 3 weeks later, we get a phone call. We got a textbook message that said, "Hey, we got the spinach, we got it." And a few weeks later after that, they showed us pictures that it was actually growing and coming out of the ground. So it made it, and it's there now in Uganda growing. We are really needing volunteers. We are growing like crazy. We're building a new greenhouse. We've got 2 more garden beds that we have started besides what's here. We've outgrown this space, and so we're trying to move into bigger spaces. So we could really use some hands. Volunteer on our volunteer days. That would be awesome. If you can't do those days, just come by and tell me, "Hey, I've got this Saturday free," or "I've got Friday free." I would love to volunteer. We will make sure that we can sign some stuff up that you can take care of that day. I really appreciate you coming out today.
Of course.
Right, Ellie? Yeah.
I'm so glad
it's St. Patrick's Day. Can't you tell?
Thank you so much to those who are involved, and if you want to reach out and get involved in the community garden or Thinkability or even the Duncan Farmers Market, you can always reach out to them on their webpage or their social media. My name's Danny Carson with Oklahoma Life TV.